Now officially Thursday. Good Thursday morning. Great to be with you guys. Unfortunately, I'm with you guys because we got storms coming in from the west. Severe storms now crossing into Adair County, but we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes all of Washington County, the southern fringes of Benton County, comes into the majority of Crawford County, and then Sequoia County. We have that severe thunderstorm warning. It's this line of storms right now that's moving east. It's just about to cross the state line, and it has a lot of gusty winds with it. But really, one of the biggest impacts that most of us will feel, not just the wind, but it's going to get loud. We've got a lot of heavy rain, and we've got flooding threats because of that heavy rain. In fact, back towards the west, towards Okmulgee, they've got a flooding emergency. And just looking at a couple different things, water rescues are in place. This kind of water is heading in tonight. We are going to get soaked anywhere along I-40 and northbound. Eventually, the rest of the river valley, we've got some downpours at the moment, but they're not nearly as heavy up towards the north. We'll get our storms later tonight. See some of these crossing the Red River, headed towards Lake Eufaula. We have a couple hours before we get the heavy stuff to really hit us in Boonville and Paris and Poteau. But from Sallisaw to Vian to Fort Smith and Van Buren, we're going to get clipped by this storm, but I really think it's going to be just north of us. We're getting our live streams ready. Right now we're live on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to get our app going and our website going as well. We appreciate you guys being with us. It's going to get loud, so this may be waking you up and you're just trying to get some sleep on a Thursday. We're trying to wrap up this week, right? But it's going to be loud here very, very soon. If it's not already loud. We're tracking the lightning. We've got a lot of lightning in western Benton County. Starting to hear a few rumbles of thunder for us in Bentonville. A huge pocket of lightning about to slam us in Siloam Springs. This is loud right now crossing in. It's right there by the casino now. It's going to be towards the airport in the next 5 minutes, just going right through downtown on Highway 412 through Siloam Springs. We've got a good cluster of lightning in northwestern Sequoia County. This is near Vian and Webbers Falls. This is, just left Lake Tenkiller. The southern shores of Lake Tenkiller, south of Cookson, towards, I think, Black Fork, Black Gum, we're getting some of that hail pocket right now and also some of that lightning. But this is going to continue to east. We have the severe thunderstorm warning includes all of Sequoia County, most of Crawford, all of Washington, and the southern fringes of Benton. Now, the rest of Benton County, Bentonville and Rogers were not included in this severe thunderstorm warning unless you live in the extreme southern part of Rogers, right before you get to Lowell. But this part of the storm towards the north is not as severe. It's mainly just a lot of heavy rain, but the gusty winds is coming right in towards Washington County. So we're going to get the rest of these systems going. It's ready to go. While we're waiting, let me show you some of the lightning too. This is live look in Springdale. You're looking towards the south and west. So right now you're looking over towards Arvest Ballpark and the Northwest Arkansas Children's Hospital. Let's see. Okay, just getting the rest of the streams up. I got some of your guys' questions too. Okay, I just saw a question, Fort Smith. See some of that lightning out there in the distance. Fort Smith, we still have to wait a little bit. This storm is coming into western Sequoia County, but members only move in 25 miles per hour. So we still have a ways to go before it really, I think, gets us in Fort Smith. I think it's going to be closer more to Van Buren into the mountains for the really intense stuff. But in Fort Smith, we still have a while to go. So the timing may move up just a little bit. Of course, it's already 12:30. It's only 2 hours from now, but probably maybe 1:30 to 2 when we get some of the stronger storms moving in. This is a live look outside in Greenland as you're looking north to Fayetteville. Here's the university. You're going to see some flashes of lightning there in the distance. There's Razorback Stadium where they had Top Golf. Jacob was playing Top Golf earlier today. That was a lot of fun. But then a live look in Bacola, more flashes of lightning. You're on 271 and you're looking just west of due north. So we're looking towards northwestern Sequoia County. So Sallisaw is about in this direction, about right here, way off in the distance. You're not going to see the city lights, but looking directly north into the camera, you're kind of looking towards Dora. But it's going to be loud tonight as these storms continue to press in. Here's a wide view. Strong thunderstorms coming in from the west. Now Fort Smith, we're getting a few of these little downpours, and we were talking about those earlier. A few downpours for us in Van Buren. These are not severe though. These are just quick hit, 5-10 minutes it rains and then it's over. We're really watching these storms towards the west. And Fort Smith, more concerned about the storms over here. It's going to take us a few hours to get those. But this line is about to smack us in Fayetteville and in Bentonville. Bentonville, we're getting the heavy rain picking up right now as we speak. More thunder back off towards the west, towards Centerton, towards Bentonville West High School. Fayetteville, we've got a little bit of light rain, heavier rain just towards our west. Let's do a county by county track though. Let's go ahead and zoom in. We're just going to go north to south just to make it easy. We're not trying to preference one county over the other, just north to south, just make it super easy. So you can see the severe thunderstorm warning includes Washington County and anywhere from, so Elm Springs would be here, anywhere towards the Highway 264 exit where you got the Workman's Travel Center, the Monroe Avenue exit as you go into very North Springdale, South Rogers there. Anywhere from the Monroe exit southbound is where we have the warning. You go north to Pleasant Grove, Pinnacle Hills, we're all not within the warning, but the rain's about to pick up. So let's track some of this. Just got an updated speed. It's now picked up to about 30 miles per hour. So I'm going to adjust that for us. Let's put that in. So what we're doing for Benton County is really just highlighting the heavier rain and gusty winds. Now, maybe not up to severe winds, but wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. That's nothing to, you know, kind of snob at, right? And then the heavy rain too. We already have rain in Bentonville, but it's about to pick up. So coming into Bentonville here within the next couple of minutes. Same for XNA and Highfill, Centerton. We already have it in Hiwassee, Gravette. See all those lightning strikes too. These are cloud to ground lightning strikes, so these are a little bit more intense. We don't always measure the ones that go from cloud to cloud, but at least the ones that are hitting the ground, they're pretty numerous. And look at that pocket coming into Siloam Springs right now. Siloam Springs, we also have maybe a little bit of hail. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But Rogers, you know, Rogers is so massive with this district. Rogers, though, closer to downtown will be about 1 o'clock. So we still have a little bit to go just with the heaviest rain. Springdale also about 1 o'clock. War Eagle after 1 o'clock. I mean, we're now about 1:21 estimated timing. Heavy rain coming in. Let's head farther south. Actually, before we do, I want to show you the hail a little bit. We may have a small pocket. These are just the little baby hail pieces. Don't be surprised if you get heavy rain coming in shortly and you get some small hail, but the bigger hail may be still back in Oklahoma. Zoom this out. Yeah, look at this. We've got better hail coming into Sequoia County. So we'll have to watch for that. We're going to time this out for Sequoia County in just a moment, but we've got hail coming into Vian and Webbers Falls right now, quarter-sized hail. Let me know if you guys are seeing some of that hail out there. And then this has continued to track east, so we may get some of this hail from Sallisaw northbound towards Greasy and Stillwell and portions of Adair County. All right, we'll go back to doing our quick tour from north to south. Let's zoom into Washington County. Gusty winds crossing the state line right now. Man, it got windy for us in Westville. Now coming in Morrow. Summers, Arkansas, right there by the state line. Lincoln, the rain's about to pick up for us, big time. Rain just starting now. Oops, let me do that. Move that back over. Got a little baby screen right here, so it's kind of hard to see any magnifying glasses. Okay. All right, let's time this out for Washington County next. Lincoln, 12:36. What is it, 12:29? It's here in 7 minutes. Our best ballpark, 12:55. So you're here in about 20, 30 minutes or so for us. Fayetteville, just there at 1 o'clock. So here in about 32 minutes coming into Fayetteville. Elkins, 1:21. So this is with the new estimated time. This is an estimated time of 30 miles per hour moving eastbound. But you still got to chug along from Lake Weddington there. Just Weddington Avenue once you head into parts of downtown Fayetteville. Farmington, Prairie Grove, we're probably here within the next 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes for us, but Fayetteville coming in 30, so about 20 for Farmington and Prairie Grove. We're going to get some of those gusty winds coming in up to 60 miles per hour. And so we're not quite as gusty as we were with that line of storms that we had on Monday. Remember that one? We had up to 70, sometimes I was registering 74 mile per hour winds. So we're still windy, we're still in the severe criteria. In order to get a severe thunderstorm warning, you need 58 mile per hour winds, and we've got some of those coming in from the west. I want to show you once again what it looks like outside in Springdale as you look westbound. We're kind of looking more south and west. So you're looking towards Prairie Grove, Lincoln's in this direction. Farmington would be just behind the hospital there, a little bit of a ways. Taneytown kind of coming into the screen a little bit. But we've got heavy rain and lots of lightning coming in for us too in Washington County. I think Washington County and Crawford County are going to be getting the brunt of this storm as it comes in. So once again, if you live anywhere close to I-49, US 71, you're going to be getting this storm really picking up in the next 20 to 30 minutes for us, anywhere along the corridor of I-49. But western portions of Washington County from Lincoln, Morrow, Summers, Arkansas, and then north and west into Siloam Springs once you head into Benton County, it is right coming in as we speak. In fact, lots of lightning coming into Siloam Springs right now. This is a little bit farther south. You're looking I-49. There's, you're looking north as you just pass the Greenland exit and you're going back down the hill in the northwest. We're watching towards the university right now. Every once in a while you'll see the sky kind of light up just a little bit. You're looking away from the storm, so it's a little bit harder to tell. But the lightning is going to be picking up for us too. And the live look in Pensacola right now, as you're looking towards, you're looking north and west, just north and west. So we'll be watching some of this lightning too. You can see a couple flashes there in the distance. I can actually, you see better flash there. Let's move this over. So now you're looking just a little bit more towards Sallisaw. Oh, you see that strike? I'm glad we turned it. Yeah, so better lightning as you look towards Sallisaw and even farther west, because we've got that hail pocket coming into Sequoia County. All right, so let's go back to the radar. Keep going north and south because we need to get to Sequoia County. But let's do Crawford County real quick. For us in Mountainburg and Cedarville, Uniontown. Boy, do we have a lot of rain behind this, though. So it's not just about the wind. To be honest, I mean, we can deal with a quick wind. I know it still can be damaging at times, but our flooding threats are just probably going to go through the roof tonight. Just real quick, we got a quick downpour. This is just its own little cell doing its own little thing. It has not grown very much. This is weak, but it's moving northbound towards Cedarville and Uniontown within the next 10 minutes. This is not severe, but you'll get a little rain. We're more worried about the storm coming in from the west right now. They're coming into Sequoia County. Let's time this one out too. So notice as we go farther south, you're tilted a little bit more south, right? So it's going to just be a little bit longer for us in Crawford County, where we have the severe thunderstorm warning, but this thing's moving. I mean, they drew this polygon big time. I mean, they really back off towards the east. Vian 1242. So Vian, we're getting this very shortly. I mean, man, it's loud towards Paradise Hill. You go north of Vian as you head north, head north to 10 Killer. Man, that lightning's impressive. Uniontown 130, Cedarville 141, Alma. I mean, it's going to be a while before we even reach Alma here in about an hour and a half. So we've got a while to go. Fort Smith getting a little bit of rain now. This is not severe, but we're looking back towards the west with those storms. So now let's just focus on Sequoia County. So I know when we draw the thing for Crawford County, you get a little bit clipped of Sequoia County. You just can't help it. But let's really talk about Sequoia and where we have that hail threat. The only hail threat at this moment is Sequoia County. Vian, Gore, Paradise Hill, Evening Shade. This is where we have the lightning and the hail. The lightning coordinates with that hail. That's what we got coming in right now. This is mainly going to stay along and north of I-40. You get a little bit closer to the Sequoia Wildlife Natural Refuge there, the Kerr Dam. We may get skimmed. We've got a little cell every once in a while, a quick rumble of thunder, but the worst stuff is probably going to stay towards our north and west. Let's time this cell out. Move it east. Just a rough timing. Vian 1244, Brushy 105, Sallisaw 110. And that's still another 40 minutes away. So this thing's a slow mover. The camera, remember we were looking at that camera? The camera that we were looking at in Pensacola is down here. So we were looking at way off in the distance. You still could see some of those flashes of lightning there. But Muldrow, 138, and Roland, 146. Now we're getting a little bit of rain in Roland and Muldrow right now with this little baby cell. But we'll keep our eye back off towards the west for the big one coming in shortly. Let's go ahead and zoom back out. There we go. So the yellow right here, I know it gets kind of messy. The yellow right here is that tornado watch. We have a tornado watch that goes until 4 o'clock up into the state line with Arkansas. So this includes Adair County, Sequoia County, LaFleur County, Haskell County, and Latimer counties. But mainly, we've been watching this storm with very gusty winds move on through. The problem is, as this storm wraps towards the west, notice how it's just storm after storm after storm. They're going in the same location. They're just training right behind each other, and we use that term training. Think about it like railroad tracks, and you got car after car after car with those, whatever they got shipping. It's just, you get hit over and over and over right at the same point right there at the railroad crossing, just over and over. It's endless, right? Same story with the weather. The problem is when that happens, we start to pick up on our flooding threats, and so we've got a flood emergency towards Okmulgee. And then the rest of these, what you're looking at right now is yellow boxes that show you severe thunderstorm warnings with mainly the hail threats right now. And that's what we've got into southwestern Sequoia, or western Sequoia County. But I know the rain fills in over these, but at times you see that dark red. So these are green boxes that are filled in with dark red. That's a flash flood warning. So I know there's a lot of colors going on the map right now, but it's mainly this storm coming in from the west. Let me pull up some of your guys' comments. No public shelters in Siloam. Now, Siloam, our severe threat's just about over. Let's take a closer look at that, because the severe threat is mainly on the leading edge of this line. Now, sometimes we try to rotate the atmosphere a little bit on the northern end of these bows. What you see right now is a bow. Right there, it kind of arcs. Right there at the middle of the bow, right there from Lincoln north to about Lake Weddington is where we have our strongest winds. And so that's what we're really concerned about as that comes right towards Fayetteville. Fayetteville, that wind is about to pick up for you guys in the next 20 minutes, coming right into downtown Fayetteville. But Siloam Springs, we pretty much have passed over. I'll show you the velocity, show you some of the wind speeds that we have right now. Sometimes you can curb and we have a very broad rotation over Siloam Springs, but boy, it's loud for us. But here in the next 5 minutes, it's going to be done. The rain's not going to be done, but the severe threat is pretty much done, and then we're just soaked. So Siloam Springs, we're just about good. Maria's asking, what about Sebastian County? It's about to get loud for you guys, but it does look like we just had that quick cell pass through in Sebastian County. It looks like, to be honest, when you track all this north and east, I mean, we may get skimmed. If some of these fringes start to grow a little bit more, we'll get clipped in Fort Smith, Van Buren. Forget about the cell we just had. Back towards the west, we could get clipped. But really, we may have to wait towards this line. Now, this is the line that came in from West Texas. These were tornado-warned storms earlier this afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock. So we may have to wait quite a while. I mean, just for timing, let's see what it roughly could be. I mean, this is super rough because it's such a far distance. You don't want to do it too far. Fort Smith, 5:39. So it may be a while before the strongest stuff comes into Fort Smith. Could we get a pop-up cell beforehand? Yeah, we just did. That passed north. But the nasty stuff may be a little bit longer for us in Fort Smith and Salisaw. Once again, this is estimating at 30 miles per hour. This thing could try to speed up too, but it's going to be several hours in Fort Smith. So Fort Smith's kind of a weird spot. We may get clipped. We may not. I mean, we're right on the edge. Van Buren has a better chance, even just being a mile or two north of Fort Smith, right there across the Arkansas River. We have a better chance of getting clipped. But I really think the biggest severe threat with the storm coming in now will be from Uniontown, Natural Dam, Mountainburg, and north into Washington County. Washington County is getting the brunt of this. Denise says, nothing in Lincoln yet. You guys in Lincoln are just about to get some of this rain. Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer. Also, I just saw a comment about a tornado watch. Tornado watches go up into the state line. No one in Arkansas has a tornado watch right now. The reason why is these storms originally were individual storms. When they're individual, they can rotate faster. When they start clogging up and just running into each other, they usually don't rotate as well. Can they? Yes. But now that they've run into each other, the tornado threat continues to go down. It's not zero, but it does go down quite a bit. You can get a quick spin up. Remember that EF3 tornado in Springdale was a line like this. So you still have to watch for that. It was only on the ground for a few minutes though, but look at the damage that it did, right? But this storm continues to track eastbound. Little rotation, but right now not anything significant. We'll watch it scan by scan. But now that the storms are running into each other, you start to reduce that tornado threat. But still, yes, a tornado watch until 4 o'clock. But correct, Dahlia, Fort Smith is not included in the tornado watch. Is there any chance of rotations when that part of the storm hits Fayetteville? I think for the bulk of Fayetteville, you guys are mainly right on the edge. When we look for these rotations, they're usually on the edge of the bow. So let me show you where the bow is, and it's usually the northern end. The bow's right there in the middle. See that? It's kind of where this line's going to track. Right there where everything kind of bows, like the top of the mountain, but you got to turn the mountain sideways, right? So here's where the bow is. Northern end is where you usually get a little bit of rotation, but we're just not getting a lot of it right now. We watch it, but we're not getting a lot. But a lot of lightning's coming in. So here's Prairie Grove. Lincoln, we're just about here. I mean, it's just about to hit us in Lincoln. It may already be hitting us towards Lincoln Lake. Lake Weddington, we're getting that rain now. But this is going to be moving to Fayetteville at any moment here in the next 20 minutes. Fayetteville, be on lookout. Greenland, West Fork, gusty winds for you. This thing's kind of tracking just north of due east. So we may get the strongest wind coming in anywhere towards Johnson. Once again, the gustiest wind probably coming into Johnson and Springdale. Arvest Ballpark, Tawnytown. You guys are in for some of these winds coming in here very soon. Kimberly asked for timing in Heavener. We also have to wait for more of the storms back towards the west. It may be another 4 hours before we have to really worry again in Heavener and Worcester. Most of the storms right now, the closest ones are impacting northwest Arkansas. Bentonville, we are not severe, but I tell you what, that rain's about to get super heavy. Let's take a look at hail threats. Right now, that hail threat continues for western Sequoia County. New severe thunderstorm warning being issued. That is interesting. You guys see that? Let me pull this up. Reissuing the warning, but they're retracting it quite a bit. This thing is moving so slow. No longer are we under that severe thunderstorm warning in Crawford County. This thing's just not trending as far south as originally thought. It's kind of just going due east. So we may be clear. Yes, we've got some rain coming in at times for Fort Smith, Van Buren, and Heavener, and Podo, Spiro. But it looks like this nasty stuff is going to stay just towards our north. Still maybe clipping us in Sequoia County, right there in Sallisaw in the next 10, 20 minutes. Be on the lookout for this storm. But man, it's really coming in towards Washington County. Washington County is getting the brunt of this one. Let's go ahead and zoom in. And it's not just, once again, about the gusty wind, but there's so much rain here on the backside. Flooding threats are going through the roof, to be honest, tonight. But as we're looking into Fayetteville and Springdale, let's go time that out. This line coming in. I'll go to Huntsville. How about that? Arvest Ballpark, if you live anywhere around Arvest Ballpark, 1257 here in just about 14 minutes. Fayetteville, 106. What is that, 23 minutes? Elkins, 127. It'll be a little bit longer for us, another 30 minutes or so. And then once you head into Madison County, I mean, we're still another hour, about an hour for us. So it'll be a little bit longer, but really the gusty wind threat is coming right into northern Washington County, from Greenland into Fayetteville, north into Springdale and Johnson. I'm gonna pick up the tablet. We'll take a closer look here off screen, just trying to look at some of these winds. Yeah, I mean, we've got just gusty winds this whole way through. This pink color shows you wind speeds near 60 miles per hour. We'll go over the warning details. Let's see. This current warning that's out expires in 15 minutes. But we got up to about 60 mile per hour wind gusts coming into Fayetteville, West Fork, Greenland, and then also into Springdale, Rogers, Lowell. We're getting some of that gusty wind now, and the rain's going to pick up. So what happens first, you get the wind, and then the rain picks up, and you get some lightning as well. But boy, do we got that gusty wind coming into Fayetteville. I'll show you a live look outside in Fayetteville. All right, so you're looking I-49 north. Let me set this down. I-49 north. You're in Greenland. You're looking towards the university. Sometimes you see the light kind of flash a little bit. Sometimes it's just the camera refocusing from these semis coming up, but then sometimes we got flashes of lightning. I think that was more of a flash. Let's take a look in Springdale. Got some low clouds. It's humid, right? We've had a lot of rain today, and now more rain's trying to come on in. Of course, you got the light coming from the Children's Hospital for helicopters. Maybe coming in. Here's some rumbles of thunder out there. It's going to get loud for us in Washington County. It's already kind of loud in Benton County. Let's take a live look outside in Bacola. This storm's still quite a bit of ways from Pensacola itself. It's another 30 miles per hour towards the north and west. And that's where you're looking. You're looking way off in the distance, Salisaw. See some of those flashings way out there? We got some hail coming into western Sequoia County. Let's take a look at some of that hail for us, and let's track some of that. Let's zoom in. Pause the radar. Zoom in. We got a lot of flood advisories too. What I'm showing you guys, anywhere you see the green line will be flash flood warnings, but we've got a lot of just flood advisories everywhere. Those might be popping on your phone depending on what kind of alerts you have set up. Okay, so let's turn on hail. And let me turn off the previous hail for a second so we can just look at what we've had so far. Okay, this is great news. You guys see this? So let me show you the past 30 minutes or so. Let's go back 2 hours. Okay. Had that hailstorm coming into Gore Paradise Hill, but this thing's really, I mean, it hit us a lot over Lake Tenkiller. There towards the dam on the southern end, Paradise Hill, Gore, Evening Shade. But now the hail is a lot lower. There's a loop. Maybe some pea-sized hail coming in. So it looks like our hail threat's really gone down. So this is mainly now a gusty wind threat as this thing comes in from the west. Watching that little cell that hit us in Fort Smith, Van Buren, that continues to track off towards the north. Boy, there's a lot of lightning in this storm. Just to kind of, I think this should show us our lightning, if I got this set up right. Yeah. All right. So one thing that we can do is track how much lightning we have. There's a lot of lightning strikes, just shy of 300 in the past 15 minutes. 300 lightning strikes, and I'm not including the storm that's coming to Sequoia County. I just barely clipped it off, and we're getting a couple of them. But really, this box is showing you just the lightning that's coming into Washington County and Benton County right now. We've got 300 flashes. Those are usually hitting the ground. These ones are. The positive strikes are your huge bolts. Those are the stronger ones. So negative strikes are so powerful, but the powerful strikes are really the positive strikes. Number of strikes, though, close to hitting the ground, just under 300. So just under 300 flashes coming in to western Washington County over the course of 15 minutes. You do the math real quick. You got several lightning strikes per minute for us coming in. Now back towards the west. Let's see what we got. And so keep that number in mind, the 278. And then here in maybe 15 minutes, we'll take a look. Look at this. We got 1,000 lightning strikes. They're chugging along just along and north of Interstate 40, where we have a lot of this heavy rain that just continues to fall. Man, it won't stop. And so that flooding threat is continuing to go up. But over 1,000 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. It's a lot. It's a lot, you guys. Zoom out a little bit more. Let's zoom out big time. Let's take a look at this whole system. So, I mean, this rain goes all the way back to Oklahoma City, all the way back to about Fort Sill. And these bands are just going to continue to come right in tonight. The green boxes showing you the flash flood warnings, just storm after storm after storm. Guys, we already had flooding today. The creeks were all swollen, sometimes going over some roads. I tell you what, waking up tomorrow morning, we're gonna have a lot of water, especially folks who have to wake up super early tomorrow morning. You'll really get it. Hopefully we can get some breaks just after sunset or sunrise. But man, there's a lot of water coming in. It's just a closer look at some of these storms. Let's take you live outside to Springdale. Let's see the lower clouds coming in now. Let's move this camera a little bit. Let's just explore. We don't have anything that's an immediate threat, as in we don't have a circulation that's possibly going to put down a tornado right now. And we don't have, we've got some 60-mile-per-hour winds, so and we're tracking those. They're coming right into Fayetteville right now in Springdale. But in terms of something crucial lightning, like threatening at the moment, we do not have. Natasha asks, how many water bottles? I've got two. One down here, but I took the lid off. Some folks were talking about how it's scratchy, right? Because it's metal on metal, and that's no fun to listen to, right? I should probably put it away from the microphone. I can do it over here. Got the cap off. Everyone's asking me what's in my cup. It's classified. Well, the weather's not classified. Let's talk about what we got going on. So, oh, that wasn't good. All right, live look in Fayetteville. There's some flashes of lightning as you're looking from Greenland. The rain's just about to come in for us, and so as that whole storm gets closer, the lightning will be a little bit more frequent too. Live look in Bacola, still looking towards the north and west right now. You see a couple flashes there, but we're still, you know, solid 30 miles away from that storm, and the hail threat's gone down, and so you may get a little bit less lightning as that hail comes through. Tracy, how concerned do we need about the storms coming in after 5 to Fort Smith? Mainly asking about the tornado threat. The tornado threat with these storms coming to Fort Smith later would be if this bows out and if we get something on the north side. Otherwise, the tornado threat is low. The tornado watch only goes till 4 o'clock. And so it kind of accounts for these storms just in case, but once we really cross the state line into Fort Smith, Van Buren, that tornado threat goes down quite a bit. Meteorologist Zach Scott will be tracking those for you early tomorrow morning, but the tornado threat is going to be low. Really more worried about the gusty wind threat as that gusty wind threat comes right into Fayetteville. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Let's do some deep forecasting now. Just actually call it nowcasting for Benton and Washington counties. Heavy rain coming into Fayetteville, Centerton, Bella Vista. Occasional lightning strikes. The best lightning is in southern Benton County. Once you kind of cross Highway 412 into Washington County, there in Tawnytown, Salem Springs, we're beginning some of that. Those lightning strikes. Salem Springs, the heavy rain is starting to end, at least the heaviest rain. We've got a lot more rain to go, so we're not going to be dry anytime soon in Salem Springs. But the heaviest stuff, that swath there with the severe threats, is now pretty much pushed out of town. It's heading along a Highway 412, coming right into Tawnytown right now. Springdale, we're next. Rogers, the rain's picking up for us. We're not under severe thunderstorm warning in Rogers, but we do have a lot of that heavy rain coming in from the west. Once again, this warning, I think they have it set to expire in 6 minutes. We'll see if we get a new one. The problem is we're right on the edge of severe status. 58 mile per hour winds, you get a severe thunderstorm warning, pretty much instantaneous like that. But we're right at 60, 55 to 60, so we're just barely cutting it. Let me see if there's an update on, sometimes we have this chat with them where they sometimes give us an update where they think, okay, we may issue one, we may not. Because they're going almost pixel by pixel just for that one storm. Well, we're kind of doing more of a general view. Okay, just talking about that Bowen coming into northwest Arkansas, just the wind potential really with it. Not really much hail, although some of this rain, there could be some small hail that tries to hit you for a second, but it shouldn't be a huge deal for us. But lots of lightning is about to get really loud coming into Springdale and Fayetteville, Greenland. We're just, once you head west towards, right over Farmington, let's zoom in. Let's really talk about the strongest storms. So really zoomed in for Washington County. All right, a couple more towns. So Fayetteville here at 105 here in 10 minutes. Springdale about the same, 10, 15 minutes for us. About 20 more minutes, 25 minutes for Elkins. Hinesville here in about 40 minutes or so, almost an hour in Huntsville. So it's gonna be a little bit longer for us in Madison County. Let me see if we can pop up more towns. Oh, it's just gonna do that in a minute. It's just moving. Harvest Ballpark here in the next 5 minutes. Let's just do the southern half of the county because I want to get more like Prairie Grove and Farmington. Okay, so we've got Greenland here at 107. So 12:55. Here in about 10 minutes, 12 minutes or so for Greenland. About the same for West Fork. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe more like 15 minutes because we're slanted, right? So if you go a little bit farther north, you're going to get hit first. Go farther south, we're just a little bit farther of a distance coming into West Fork. Elkins, Durham, still about 30, 40 minutes. Let's zoom north to Benton County, and then we'll head south into the River Valley. Heavy rain for us, but we're not getting the gusty winds anymore. So as we push this line out for the eastern portion of Benton County, Rogers, the rain's picking up right now as we speak. Prairie Creek, just about to pick up in a few minutes. Glade, Arkansas, I mean, you're at southern edges of Beaver Lake headed into Carroll County. 119, about 25 minutes. And War Eagle, another 20 minutes or so. And let's head south. Sound good? A little bit warmer south. We had a little bit more sun today in the River Valley. We haven't been worked over as much. So we'll have to watch. But I'll tell you what, if this complex was towards the south in the River Valley, I think it'd be a little bit stronger. But it just kind of tracked a little bit farther north. And some of the cooler air still putting down some gusty winds for us. But Fayetteville, that one's just about to pick up for you guys. And then it looks like we got kind of an uptick in the lightning. Northern Sequoia County coming into Adair County. See this? Evening shade, Rocky Mountain, Greasy, Cherry Tree. We're getting that lightning coming in for us here soon. Once you head north of Sallisaw on 59, it's where some of that rain is just about to come in. Let's go a little bit farther south so we can see Sallisaw. See some of these cells. A little bit more broken coming in, but Dwight Mission and Evening Shade, Vian, heavy rain for us, but it's really that pocket of lightning that's just towards our north. You may see the flashes. You may hear the thunder too. Let's take a look at the hail tracker again, see if we got any updates. We're still about pea-sized hail. I'll take the previous tracks off. So this is the current hail that we have just north of Dwight Mission. So this hail pocket will continue east. We just barely north of due east. So if it can survive, there we go. If this thing can survive, Brushy 110, moving at 30 miles per hour. Uniontown 141, Cedarville closer to 2, and Mountainburg after 2. So and this is if it holds. It's likely to just continue to weaken though, because as we push east, we've got cooler air. And so these hail pockets should continue to fade. But there's still some about pea-sized hail, maybe up to quarter, maybe. It's probably closer to the pea-size though. So small, but it's gonna be crossing Highway 59, north of Sallisaw, in just about 10 minutes for us. All right, National Weather Service reissuing severe thunderstorm warning. You see how they did that though? They're kind of reissuing it back towards the west. I mean, this storm is struggling to press east. It's almost getting to the point where it's wanting to sit here and just move northeast and just throw rain showers north. This thing is having a hard time moving east. So I know we keep timing this out, but these storms are evolving to the point where they don't want to move east very much. They really just want to stay here right over the state line into western Washington County. All right, let's check, zoom in a little bit closer to see if there's any rotation. We've got some gusty winds though. Starting to get a little bit of rotation around right over Fayetteville. See where that bends a little bit. We've got some rotation. There's some lightning back off towards the north, but we'll watch this rotation right now in northern Washington County. The biggest threat will be the wind. That wind's coming through, you know, a little bit of a notch. That wind's coming right into Fayetteville and Greenland right now. A little rotation, but that wind is just roaring into Fayetteville. I wonder if I can pull up. Let me pull up any kind of debris ball. Yeah, what we're looking at is rotation tracker. We just have some slight rotation right now over Fayetteville. We'll watch that. Let me take a live look outside in Fayetteville. This is coming in I-49 northbound. Boy, that rain's going to be hard to see. But you're looking towards Fayetteville where the heavy rain is now really, really hitting us. Live look in Springdale. Got the lightning strikes off in the distance too. Let me move this camera. Well, let's look directly south towards Fayetteville where we've got the gustiest winds right now. Yeah, so you're looking towards Fayetteville. You got the very low clouds, lots of lightning. Just kind of analyzing the bottom of all these clouds. So now you're looking a little bit more southeast. Look at those flashes too. That's intense. You're kind of looking towards Elkins now. I mean, way off in the distance. But very gusty winds across central Washington County. This is what it looks like outside right now. Boy, there's some gusty winds though. Let's see, Fayetteville. Look at that flash too. Haven't really gotten a good gust at Drake Field yet. Hasn't really hit the airport. But once again, you're looking live in Fayetteville. Let's head back to, here's a look at radar. All right, so severe thunderstorm warning has been trimmed, so let's talk about that a little bit. What's going on now is that these winds no longer quite look as severe as they were. We're still getting a very good wind speed right now in Fayetteville. National Weather Service has decided to drop this part of the thunderstorm. So anywhere from Lincoln north into Bentonville, you know, this storm no longer meeting severe criteria, but we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's really for the cell back towards the south and west with that hail pocket. Remember we had that hail that's just up to quarter-sized hail, really pea-sized hail. Also new flash flood warning coming into effect. This is for most, already Adair County, northern half of Adair County has it, but southern Adair County, Stillwell south, Peavine south, and then northwestern Sequoia County, we also now have that flash flood warning. Let me read you guys the details. We've got a rainfall rate, but some of these rainfall rates are more. We may have a new severe thunderstorm warning back off towards the north. So now they've decided they can't change their mind because we're right there on the edge of that 58 mile per hour threat. So new severe thunderstorm warning coming in for northern Washington County. Still watching this bow. Back in again. Let's get a new severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Washington County, extreme southwestern Benton County, and northern Madison County. This includes Huntsville, it includes Goshen, it includes Sonora, it includes Springdale. Got a good pocket of lightning. Now with this lightning, we don't have as much of the hail, but there could be some small pea-sized hail coming in. But let's track this one coming into Fayetteville right now. This gusty wind. A little bit of rotation. We'll watch it. Reset. Okay, let's go back into it. All right, so let's move this north and east. So some of these timings, 116 in Goshen, Elkins 121, Clifty 139, Huntsville 147. We don't get to Purdy until after 2 o'clock. This warning goes, let's see. This warning expires at 40 minutes, for another 40 minutes. So here at 1:45, this storm lasts. So very heavy rain coming right through Fayetteville. Farmington, we've had the heavy rain now, lots of lightning, and for Taneytown, more storms back off towards the west. So once again, new severe thunderstorm warning for this little bow where we've got gusty winds, and then you head back west into western Washington County and Adair County, and just outside Sequoia County. It's because of this pocket of some hail. I'll give you the latest update on this hail, though. Might have upticked just a touch. See some of that hail? Let me put off the previous tracks. But what's interesting is this hail core was headed just due east, but now it's getting caught in this stream of air that's going more northeast. So now it's kind of turning, if you're the storm, it's kind of turning left, and now headed north and east. It's coming right into Cherry Tree and Stillwell. Let's turn on the last 3 minutes, it's fine. So a little bit of an uptick in some of that hail. They're coming into Greasy, crossing about 59 in just a few minutes for us. And then Cherry Tree, we're next. But we'll watch out for some of this hail. You may have, it's pouring right now, but if you can pull in something, it might be a fine idea. Usually you need, but we have up to about quarter-sized hail. Quarter-sized hail is just kind of the edge of when you start to get better damage. Pea-sized hail usually doesn't do very much. Oops. All our maps change after midnight. I have them set for today or tomorrow. As soon as you cross midnight, all my graphics kind of go haywire. So Zach, every morning he has to come in and change everything. And then when I come in later in the day, I got to change everything back. But this is because of our timings. So once again, lots of heavy rain coming in from the west. Guys, this is a huge flooding threat. We're watching these cells just train in one after the other. We got some hail at times too. Lots of lightning. It is loud, but the majority of this is coming right into Fayetteville and Washington County. Benton County, we're getting a lot of this too. But I think the heaviest stuff may be in Washington County. Although we've got some of this rain's kind of training into Bentonville a little bit. It's loud for us in Bentonville too. So, see if we got any updates. This is going to be a loud night for us. Once again, more storms back from the west. We'll zoom out a little bit more, look at the whole system. Tornado watch, where the yellow is, they're kind of right on the map itself. Not these little boxes, but just the overlaying yellow. That's that tornado watch that goes until 4 o'clock. But then we've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for us. Western Washington County and Adair County, as this lightning pocket comes in with a little bit of hail. A little bit of hail coming into Westville and Stillwell. Let's time that out for you. And this storm is moving latest update about 45 miles per hour. Okay. So hail got a little bit bigger. I forgot to change the speed. Hold on. Change this to 45. Okay, so roughly here. All right, so looking at some of this hail, if you live in Cherry Tree, just a few minutes, the hail's coming in just right on our doorstep. Stillwell, we have just maybe another 10 minutes or so. Westville, 136, about 25 minutes from now for Westville. Lincoln, 143, here in about 30 minutes. We'll get some of that hail possibly, if it can hold its strength. But this is why we have that severe thunderstorm warning with that hail pocket coming into Adair County and then Western Washington County. So we'll watch for that. And then once again, the storm coming through Fayetteville, mainly gusty winds with this one. So one's a hail threat back towards the west. This one's a gusty wind threat. Let's time out these winds. So, about Goshen, really. Yeah, Goshen. As you're going in between Fayetteville into Elkins. 112. Goshen, 121. Goshen's tricky because kind of the land size is kind of big. But Goshen, Wyman here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. really picking up for us. Maybe more like 5. Hinesville 137, Huntsville 152, and the extreme northeastern Madison County just before about the 2 o'clock hour. So that's one thing. Let me take a look at some of the, that's gonna look weird for a second. Guys, look at this. That's a lot of water. So if we do past 4 hours, check this out. Look how much water we've dumped. I'll get a rate of fall estimate here shortly. But we just keep training that water. We've got that flooding emergency for Okmulgee. But we picked up just torrential rain. Now torrential rain continues. Now some of this is some of the rain that we picked up earlier today. But you can see the animation showing the additional rainfall that we're getting very quickly. We're getting rainfall rates 2 inches per hour. Let's do the now. And I'm looking back towards the west just because we're going to be getting some of this rain overnight. My goodness. 4 to 6 inches. I'm not even hitting the bullseyes, guys. I'll hit the bullseye if you want to see. Yeah, let's not hit the bullseyes because sometimes it does overestimate a little bit. But I'd say a healthy guess is 4 inches or so on some of these. That's a lot of rain. Now in Benton County, we already picked up an inch or 2 earlier this morning. So now we're getting another inch or 2, and we're likely to pick up even more overnight. Wow. Okay then. Okay. Let's look at the wind threat again. I'm going to pull up velocity, so we're looking at the radar just from its velocity standpoint. And we'll look at that cell through Washington County. Looks like that wind picked up. Let me get you an estimate. Yeah, we've got those 60-mile-per-hour winds coming right into Goshen and Elkins right now. Even Highway 412 near Sonora, we're getting that gusty wind. Man, this is just churning eastbound. Be crossing Madison County. The winds are about to pick up for us. The winds are dying down a little bit for us in Greenland, and Fayetteville still kind of breezy. It's a little bit breezy, but the gusty wind is now towards the east in Goshen and Elkins, Durham, Arkansas, headed towards Japton, Huntsville, Hinesville. Now we just got a lot of heavy rain, and you still see the lightning strikes. I still have the lightning strikes on these maps for you, so you can see that. But looking at just shear, just looking at rotation. Just some broad rotation with this storm. But it's mainly just what's going on is it's just really a good push of wind. It's kind of like when you're in the bathtub and remember as a kid, you take your hand and you move the water. You get these little vortices on the side. So this is what that's trying to measure, these maybe little vortices just kind of with that good push of wind. So they're weak at this time. Hopefully they stay that way too. Let's talk about Fort Smith with some of these cells towards the south. Look at this one. It's actually weakened a little bit. We like that. That's good. But Fort Smith, we're still about 4 hours away till this storm comes in from the west. Most of these towards our northwest should stay north and west. Now, some of them are starting to grow on their south side just a little bit for us. So we'll watch that. But they're not severe. This is just, my goodness, it's just a lot of water coming down. Lots of water for Fayetteville, Siloam Springs. We're getting that heavy rain, but really in western Washington County is pouring for us closer to Lake Weddington right now. A bit closer view. Let's take a look outside and see what's going on. Look at that. This is live look in Springdale, and you're not going to see the definition of the clouds anymore, or not as much, because now we're in the storm. Let's see what it looks like down on I-49. See some flashes of lightning down there. Take a closer look at the interstate so you can see the water. So what we've really turned into tonight is flooding rains, especially northwest Arkansas and in eastern Oklahoma from northern Sequoia County into Adair County, Delaware County getting some of that too. But I think the highest flood threats continue now into Benton and Washington, and those will just continue overnight tonight. You know it's heavy when people just got their hazards on, just driving down the interstate. I know it's kind of hard to see the rain actually falling there. I love these cameras too. So let's move. Let's kind of push it down. Maybe let's get close to the camera. There we go. Let's zoom in before he gets in there. Too close to the tree line. We'll just keep going back north. So there's the Sam's Club. You're looking towards Highway 412 as you head west of Taneytown. All that rain just pouring down, hitting us in Springdale. Oh, he's getting off. We can look towards the exit there. I just want to see how it's accumulating on the road so far. See it pouring there. Look, he's not even going that fast anymore. Look at all that road spray kind of around him. But yeah, just a lot of water behind these vehicles. I mean, we're soaked right now in Springdale. People watching. Live looking I-49 northbound from Greenland into Fayetteville. Can't even see the university. Remember earlier you could see all the buildings in the university. You could see Bud Walton, then you could see Razorback Stadium, but now you can't even see anything. Some of these lights are some of those apartment complexes there on the south side of the city. A lot of that student housing. Live looking Bacola. I may need to move this one back just a little bit. Kind of looking due west towards Kavanaugh. So if we look more north, you may see a bit more lightning. You saw some of the SO strikes. You're almost looking. Okay, this building faces directly north. Okay, so now we're looking pretty much directly north towards those storms. Northern Sequoia County. We'll head back to the radar now. Yeah, the big threat is flooding tonight. Just rain's going to be coming into us over and over again. New flash flood warning. It looks like we've got flash flood warning issued for Washington County as that rain just continues to fall, and it's just going to continue to move into. Zoom in for Washington. Just look at it. It's just wave after wave of rain tonight. Let's see. Make sure my pack is good. Okay, we're good. Lots of lightning coming in. Still kind of watching the hail pocket. Remember, we were timing that out. Coming into Stillwell right now. Morrow, Prairie Grove, we could get a little bit of that hail. Now, there's not to say that there's not hail in the rain, this blob of heavy rain coming into Fayetteville and Springdale and Greenland and West Fork and Prairie Grove, but a lot of any hail would be super small. A little bit bigger in central Adair County, about to cross the state line into Washington County. But once again, flash flood warning in effect for Washington County. Flash flood warning for Washington County with that heavy rain, and I'd expect those to continue. This is one more look at the current rainfall. Let's take a look at I think we can look at the rainfall rates too. Jeez. Okay, so you're not looking at accumulated rain. What you're looking at right now is the rainfall rate. So let's estimate some of this. West of Fayetteville, we've got rainfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour. Over Johnston, we've got rainfall rates about 1 inch per hour, give or take a little bit. Back into Adair County, we've got almost up to 3 inch per hour rainfall rates. I'd say a lot of us are going to get the 1 inch per hour rainfall rate, but at times it could try to increase to 2. That is very heavy rain that we're going to hear overnight tonight. You're going to hear the thunder. You're going to hear the heavy rain. But the severe threat should continue to slowly wane for us. Let's take a look at the hail again. All right, so still watching the hail. What we're really watching is that lightning, where it kind of indicates where that hail is. Turn on velocity for a second. There's some broad rotation with this storm as it comes in. I'll have to watch that. Yeah. So this storm that's coming in to Adair County does have a little bit of rotation. It also has some lightning too. Let's look at the. Yeah, the hail's gone up. So hail threat's gone up. Let's time this out for you. Let's take a look at where this is going. So this one's also moving about 35. Okay. So this 35 miles per hour. Be on lookout for some of this hail. Stillwell now. Dutch Mills and Sunset, Arkansas, 138. Lincoln, 149. Prairie Grove right there about 2 o'clock for us. It is 121, so about 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Be on lookout in Prairie Grove for some of this hail as it's coming in Lincoln here in about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. We got hail coming in for you guys. More like 15. More like 15. I'm going to pause this radar. Go ahead and zoom in. Trying to get you guys some sleep. What's good about this forecast, though, is we've got heavy rain tonight. Flooding threats are high. Sometimes some gusty winds. Sometimes a few pockets of hail, but most of us are not going to get hail tonight. The majority of us are probably not going to get hail tonight. It's mainly heavy rain and wind. But tomorrow, we're not done. The cold front back west will finally swing through about lunchtime, and so we'll get some storms 11, noon, 1, 2, 3 o'clock. They're kind of smack dab in the middle of the day up until kid pickup time, student pickup time, and practice after school. Most of us should be clearing out by then. Could there be 1 or 2 more storms left over? Yeah, but we'll slowly dry out for the rest of the evening. And then the rest of this week looks great. Now, we may not shake off all the clouds. After this cold front, there may be a pocket of some of this cool air in the upper level of the atmosphere for Friday, and that may create a few extra clouds. Just kind of holding on. Low 70s. If we can break the clouds earlier, we'll get upper 70s. But at least low 70s. And then this weekend, we get rid of those clouds. The south wind comes back, and we're warming up. I mean, we're headed to mid-80s. We've got maybe some low 90s by the time we get to Mother's Day. We haven't had 90s. I believe I'm close. But Fayetteville, I think it was October 8th, and Fort Smith, it may have been October 8th or 9th. But regardless, it'll be our first 90-degree temperature that we've had so far this year, ever since October, for both Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. So we got really warm air on the way. But right now, we're tracking more of that heavy rain coming in. Let me save this real quick. And storms. And they go back all the way west. So that line that comes in, sorry, excuse me, a line coming in, the actual cold front, let me move it just a touch. The actual cold front's about here. So by the time you're waking up tomorrow morning, the back end will be about here. By lunchtime, we're just approaching the state line. And then I think by sunset, this thing is clear. Most of the rain stays on the east side. So once again, east side of the right side, east side of this cold front, right here now. Tomorrow morning, waking up, be about Carson, Oklahoma City. Just passing Tulsa for our lunchtime, squeezing out maybe 1 or 2 more storms. And then you push everything out late afternoon into the evening, and then we're good. Then we are good. A closer look at that heavy rain coming in. New severe thunderstorm warning being issued by the National Weather Service. All right, so we got a couple reports from emergency management. Fayetteville Fire Department reporting a report of a fallen tree on a house with roof damage. So we've got some roof damage there on Lafayette and Washington in Fayetteville. I'm reading the report. Once again, that's from the Fayetteville Fire Department coming in from emergency management. The storm Looks like the news also new severe thunderstorm warning for Adair County has been trimmed a little bit. I don't like how it's kind of hooking there. We also have about 360 people without power now in East Fayetteville. Hey, Trevor, can you hear me? Okay. Hey, do you know if Caitlin's in? Okay, I'll go ahead and do it for us. Okay, so we'll do a couple things at once. Once again, we got a tree on a roof in Fayetteville coming in from the Fayetteville Fire Department. Fayetteville. Okay. No, we're good. I appreciate that, Trevor. What I'm going to do right now is send a quick alert. If you guys have the 5 News app, you'll just get a quick alert. But we've got about 360 people without power in Fayetteville. That's on the east side of Fayetteville. Ozark Electric. Stronger winds, though, now pushing out east. So we've been tracking those winds, right? We've been watching those winds. Now that wind core, once again, on the leading edge, kind of where you have this, like a sideways hill. Think about it like that way, right there at the top of the hill, right there at the bow, apex of the bow. That's where we're watching these gusty winds. This thing is marching eastbound. So Madison County, this has the history of putting down some trees. They're in Fayetteville with those 60-mile-per-hour winds. Got some roof damage now. This thing's headed now back north and east. I'll put this on loop. Let's go ahead and you're going to hear me kind of pause for a second. Let's see. Let me zoom this out. Send a quick alert on the power outages. So once again, you're looking live in Springdale. Let's look towards Fayetteville where we had some of that tree damage. Still going to see some lightning out there. I had a couple reports of some power flashes. It's probably because of those trees that went down there in Lafayette. But once again, you're looking live in Fayetteville. So once again, you're looking. Also, we've got a water rescue. Highway 412, or sorry, Highway 82. Highway 82. Let me look and see where that is. 14. Highway 82. Sorry, I'm getting just information. We've got some roof damage. We've got water rescues. I know we had water rescues in Oklahoma. And trying to see where that was. Okay, that's towards Tahlequah. Looks like there might be a water rescue coming in from emergency management. Person in a car responding there where the Illinois River crosses, where it crosses 82. Looks like we've got the water rescue. Earlier they were having water rescues in Okmulgee. I think the county's also Okmulgee County. I don't know my Oklahoma Central counties as well. But there towards Okmulgee is where they had water rescues earlier. Let me take you back to radar while I still stand here kind of off the side. You saw that Star Wars thing. We were having a little fun earlier. May the 4th be with you. So 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for 2 different reasons. We've got the severe thunderstorm that's bringing some hail into western Washington County here in just a few minutes. Summers, Arkansas, Prairie Grove, Lincoln, and then back west into Westville and Stillwell. We've got maybe some hail for you guys, but this cell's tracking into Washington County. And then our gusty wind threat, where we have maybe a couple trees down in Fayetteville, that's heading into northern Madison County right now. It's going to be loud tonight, though. That rain coming in. Lots of lightning, too. I think the lightning went off. Let me pull that back up. Let me pull. I like to show the lightning. There it goes. Okay, now you see the lightning again. Lightning shows a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times where there's hail. The lightning core that we had north of Fayetteville was mainly just good old lightning. There's some hail higher up, but it's not quite reaching the ground, but larger hail coming to southwestern Washington County with that severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, so let me recap. Air location north Madison County. Zoom a little bit more. Let's take a look at that hail threat again. We'll watch that, because I think that's one of our primary threats. Yeah, we've got some wind, but it's kind of weakened a bit. But we got wind coming in northern Madison. Once in Huntsville, Hinesville, you guys in that area. We've got some wind for you. We got wind kind of everywhere, but the really gusty winds. And let me put this on a track. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this up for a second. Storm damage. Storm damage. Okay. Sorry about that. So hail still coming in from the west, although it looks like the past couple scans, this thing is weakening a bit. We kind of just peaked there in southern Adair County from Greasy north to Stillwell. But this little pocket of hail still coming at us in Morrow and Prairie Grove and Lincoln, but it is a lot weaker. So we like to see that. Let's take a look at the velocity, because earlier this was spinning just a little bit. We've got some general rotation right now with this storm too. Just very, very weak, very weak. So we'll keep it that way. A little bit of rotation, see that right there? Kind of gotten outside the polygon, this thing. Notice how these storms keep wobbling? Sometimes they go due east and they turn a little bit, then they go north and they turn back east. The storms, how we got such a messy pattern right now. I mean, just flooding threats are gonna continue to go up. So once again, we've got reports of water rescues taking place near Tahlequah. We've got water rescues earlier in Okmulgee, and look where all that rain's going. So really keep in mind that rain is intense tonight. Flash flood warning in effect for Washington County. Don't be surprised if we get one for Benton County. We've got one for western Benton County right now. I think it might now include okay, a whole county of Benton County is now under the flash flood warning too. Flash flood warnings extend into Sequoia County, We've got them for Adair County. This is a lot of water coming our way. Fort Smith, we're doing okay for now. We've got these little downpours for us in Van Buren. Also, you guys in Johnson County, Franklin County, Logan County, Scott County, not much is going on. We're happy right now. We won't be happy when this line comes through. Although it's weakened quite a bit. Look at this lightning too. It's weakened over time as well as this marches east. But that tornado watch goes up into the state line, cuts off at 4 o'clock in the morning, here in just about 3 hours. So these storms should weaken, but boy, this is a lot of water. It looks like this pocket, you can kind of look where the lightning is. Usually the lightning shows you not just the hail, but it shows you the heart of the storm. It really shows you where there are the most intense updrafts and downdrafts mixing next to one another, but the core of the storms are usually where the lightning is. And look how these lightning paths are now trending a little bit less just north and east, but a little bit farther east. So what's going on is, I think the southern end of these storms are finally starting to fill in, and we may get those storms coming into Fort Smith. You know, we may get some of these storms. You know, earlier they're just kind of tracking north and east, but these may be coming into Fort Smith, Van Buren in the next hour or two. And these are heavy. Boy, these are heavy. We're going to get some, probably some flash flooding threats for us in Fort Smith too. We've got flood watches in effect area wide, but so far they've mostly materialized in northwest Arkansas. So yeah, once again, flash flood warning for Washington County until 6:15 coming morning. That is just under 5 hours. So we're expecting more rain for the next 5 hours. It's a lot of water. Once again, we've had 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of water already fall back towards the west. We may try to get some of that too. But boy, it just keeps on coming down. That hail core continues to weaken though. Coming to southwestern Washington County. National Weather Service issuing a new severe thunderstorm warning. This one now includes northern Madison County into Carroll County. Let's zoom in on this. Mainly for that gust of wind. So this severe thunderstorm warning, mainly thanks to the wind. It really doesn't have hail with it, but it's just a good gust of wind up to about 60 miles per hour, coming right over Beaver Lake, War Eagle, Eureka Springs, Berryville, Cabinal, back to Osage, Carrollton, Yoakum, Blue Eye. Heavy rain for us, but most of the lightning is right over Prairie Creek and right over Prairie Creek Marina, over Beaver Lake stretching all the way to about Eureka Springs or so. Gusty winds pushing on through. Here's a look at the velocity of the winds. And it's just good core of winds coming through Huntsville and northern Madison County, Berryville, Eureka Springs. That wind is going to be continuing to intensify for you guys here in the next few minutes. It looks like most of the wind has taken a break though in the core of northwest Arkansas. Now we're just talking about a lot of water. A lot of water. But with this storm, we don't really have the hail. I'm looking at the hail tracker. Let me turn off the tracks and we'll just do the current hail. Sorry, we quite a bit. See that? Had that brief pocket of hail over Cherry Tree, and then once it hits the Arkansas state line, it really zapped for us. Back to a wide view. What a rainy night we've got. So what we'll do here is there's not much you can do when it's just raining like this. We'll give you updates on from emergency managers. But just reading some from emergency managers. What we're watching though mainly is two pockets. We've got hail core that's pretty much died off. Just now it's a lot of lightning and heavy rain coming into Washington County, southwestern Washington County, just south and west of Prairie Grove, south and west of, just south of Summers, south of Lincoln. So this will be coming into the Highway 62 area from Lincoln to Prairie Grove here soon, but not much hail with it left. The other severe storm is back towards the north, eastern Benton County, right over Beaver Lake. And if we look at this, we've got some general rotation in this storm. So it's mainly a good gust of wind, But we do have that pocket of some rotation, though. You guys see that? The difference between this pocket and this? It's not super red, but it's going in that direction. But we do have a circulation there that we're going to have to watch. A little bit of rotation trying to be picked up. And we see purple. We've got just a little bit of rotation. So gusty winds, rotating storm. To be honest, most storms rotate this time of year. It's just how the atmosphere conducts itself. What goes on this time of year is that you finally start getting a southerly wind. You know, we like the southerly wind, it warms us up. But the upper levels are not warm yet. They're still left over from winter. And they've got more of a northwest wind coming in. Well, what happens is you got two wind directions at different heights and you start rotating stuff. And so in May, we have to watch every storm. It has some rotation. But this storm, to just single out where its rotation is northern Madison County. I don't see anything in the debris tracker. That's good. Velocity looks okay. But no hail. No hail with this. Just a little bit of spin. Boy, you've got gusty winds. Just kind of estimating those winds too. Let's see. Just got an alert. Something about a flash flood emergency. That may be in Oklahoma where they had them earlier. Okay, flash flood emergency. Okay, Okmulgee County. So that's back towards the west. That's where that's beginning kind of the apex, just the bullseye of this heaviest rain. Okay, let's see if you guys have some questions what we're talking about right now. You guys are way off. You guys are way off topic. I'm only getting the last 3 minutes. Does he have a beard? I shaved this morning, but now it's already been almost 24 hours. Okay, so thunderstorms continue to come in from the west. Heavy rain. We're really just raining these things out right now. Lots of lightning coming in. We've got that severe thunderstorm warning crossing in from Benton County. Benton County, I think the severe threat's just about done for us. This is more now Carroll County with this summer's rotation. We've got that storm with still the leftover severe thunderstorm warning in Adair County. This expires. Let's see. It expires in the next minute. We'll see if they go ahead and continue it on, though. National Weather Service. Okay, they're going to drop the severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be dropped in a few moments. What you're going to maybe see if you live in Washington County is special weather statement. What that means is that it's still windy. There could be a little bit of hail, but it's really now a rain event, and boy, is it rainy for us. Got more storms back towards the west. You guys in Fort Smith, Van Buren, we're still looking good. We've had a little rain here and there, but the heaviest, you know, the soaking, the flash flooding type of rains are back towards the west. You don't start getting that flash flooding threat until you get towards Weber's Falls and Vian, Weber Falls. Is it Weber Falls or Weber Falls? Anyways, I'll look that up later. But right now, Washington County is kind of the main impact, main threat right now. And then you have the storm in Carroll County. The storm in Carroll County, new scan coming in, a little bit of rotation with this storm. You can see that little bowing there. I'll put up the rotation tracker. Yep, right there. Got some rotation right there. Look at the debris ball. Is there anything? Nope. We're not getting any debris in the radar beam. We do have that little bit of spin where that purple is. So let's take a closer look at this. You guys in Berryville and Yoakum need to be on the lookout just for this storm. It's windy. There's just a little bit of rotation though. So Rock House 152, Carroll, just coming into Carroll County. I wonder if that's Carroll County Courthouse or something, but Berryville Middle School and Berryville 205, 20 minutes. Maple 214. little bit of rotation there, northern Madison County. Watching more flash flood warnings are being reconfirmed. It's just the rain won't stop. I think I still had the map of the rain. Did I? Yeah, there it is. Look at this. See more of that rain coming into Washington and Benton. Now, some of this rain, some of the colors we already had earlier today. This is over the past 24 hours. Now, all this is all fresh rain. Boy, is it poured. And slowly, these bands are trying to move towards Fort Smith, Van Buren, and the rest of northwest Arkansas. You go farther south, we may not get as much rain in Poteau and Greenwood and Paris and Waldron. That's fine. We don't need it. We're good. We may need it in the next couple months when we start to get towards our drier season, but we're good for now. But that heavy rain has really hit us in northwest Arkansas. Well, once again, a little bit of rotation in northern Madison County, about right here, headed towards Berryville. We'll watch it. Just a severe thunderstorm warning for now, but we'll watch that rotation. It's really the primary threat will be this flooding threat that's coming in from the west with all those lightning strikes. Look at that. I mean, remember earlier we were taking a look at the lightning strikes? Forgot to do this for a while. Maybe you guys reminded me on the Facebook and I didn't see. Okay. Some weakening. That's good. Remember we had 1,000 lightning strikes. Now we're down to 600. We're just looking at this appendage here. We also looked at the northern ones. Remember the northern ones, we had this pocket, we had this pocket. I think together, were they 300? I think we did that yesterday, as in like 2 hours ago. It's been a while. Oh, I didn't include the other one. Let me redo that. Okay, 362. So we have about the same. The storms coming in the northwest are about the same strength. Remember, we had 370, I think. Lightning strikes, we got 362, basically a wash. But it does look like the storms have weakened a bit in eastern Oklahoma, but boy, that rain is coming down. If you remember, we had several severe thunderstorm warnings back towards the west, but no longer do we have that anymore. It is just a wet go for us as we are headed out the door this morning. There will probably be water that's going to be high tomorrow morning. You'll want to check in with Laura and Ruben. They'll have the latest on those kind of details. I'm trying to look at a couple of those. Getting some gusty winds, though, coming in. Let's see where. New flood warning. These storms back towards the south have some wind. They've got about 50-mile-per-hour winds, looking up that just off screen. So these are a little bit gusty. We could pop a severe thunderstorm warning on one of these. Okay, there, now you also don't see it. The severe thunderstorm warning has been expired. We've got a special weather statement. That just means weather's bad. Not quite severe, but weather's bad. And we're still watching that storm coming into Carroll County. And coming up in a few moments, once this storm comes out of Madison County, we may take a quick pause, because what I need to do is make some phone calls and talk a little bit more with Fayetteville and Washington County Emergency Management. But for a while, I think we're going to be okay. We're still watching another core of lightning coming to Fayetteville, but it's fairly tame. Its bark is louder than its bite, coming into right into 62. Prairie Grove and Lincoln and Farmington. I'll zoom in a little bit closer. Yeah, see this pocket of lightning right over Morrow. Prairie Grove, Lincoln, we're getting even more lightning than we had earlier this morning, last night. Greenland will have some more of that lightning coming in. West Fork too, home of the Tigers. Fayetteville and Bulldogs will get some of that too. But still the active severe thunderstorm warning. Let me actually go to the pause radar. All right, new severe thunderstorm warnings coming out towards the west. You see that with those wind speeds? It's close enough to 60 mile per hour now, I guess. But we're watching this storm coming into Carroll County with its wind. I'm really watching that rotation. Okay, rotation's crossing the Madison County line right now. See that? We've been checking the debris every once in a while. I'll show you what that looks like. We're good. It's a little bit of rotation. It's kind of broad and weak. Still got to watch it though. Once again, new severe thunderstorm warning for western Haskell County, western Latimer County. So we'll watch those. We haven't touched much of the atmosphere towards the south, so there may be a little bit of energy left coming in. We had a little bit more energy earlier today, but those are those storms coming in from the west. A little bit gusty. Hail threats, though, let me look. Not much. Now, it's hard not to notice this. This is not active anymore. This is over the past hour. We had some of that hail drop in southern Adair County, but with these storms coming in from the west, these are not putting down hail as much. They're mainly just the gusty winds. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick pause. We'll continue coverage as needed tonight. We'll give you some updates with the flash flooding threat that continues to go up. We've got a lot of water headed our way tonight. We're getting soaked, especially from I-40 northbound. Flash flood warnings in effect. Benton County, Washington County, Adair County, Delaware County, and the northern half of Sequoia County. It's going to be a lot of water. Flash flood emergencies back towards the west in Oklahoma. We'll have to see if we get those later tonight. You go from flash flood warning, which is already intense, to a flash flood emergency. That's next level. Earlier they were having water rescues, so we'll watch that for sure. But you guys make sure you take it easy, stay dry. We'll hop on back throughout the evening hours. Right now it's just a lot of rain, and it is loud. But I know you're trying to get some sleep. Boy, it is loud. We'll continue to hop on as needed. Make sure you keep it here, keep it local as always. We'll keep you advised.